Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we have another cultural video prepared for you guys. So Auntie Chitra is going to tell you what we're going to be doing today.
We are going to show you how to prepare a Durga Pat baby.
So I want to thank Bobby over at Shakti Sari and Spiritual for hooking me up not only with this awesome outfit, but also all of the ingredients and the items that we're going to need to put our Durga Pat baby together. I really want to thank them for being so inviting and helping us get all of these things ready for this awesome video. For anybody who wants to find out where Shakti Sari and Spiritual is, they are between 124th and 125th Street on Liberty Avenue in Queens, New York. For any more contact information, such as their phone number, email addresses, and things like that, it'll be down in my description box down below, so make sure you check that out right below this video. Alright everyone, so I'm going to start to show you guys how we set up the puja space for this Durga Puja. So the first step is to go ahead and take your bedi, any size bedi that you have, and that will fit all of your things and your sarjam and your murtis on it. And basically you're going to fill it up about 3/4 of the way with soil or dirt. And then once you go ahead and pat that dirt down and you get it nice and compact, you're going to go ahead and take some all-purpose flour and you're going to make a border all the way around the bedi, as you see that I did there. And then you're going to go ahead and go in all different directions. You're going to go north to south, east to west, northwest to southwest, northeast to southeast, as you guys are seeing here. Basically, you're drawing 4 lines all the way across the bedi. These lines are in representation of the different planetary deities or the Navgrahas. And once you make all of your different lines in all of the different directions, you're going to go ahead and you're going to put an Om in the middle. Basically, by putting the Om and all of these different lines, it is showing the different gods that you're going to be doing your puja or prayers to, that this is their seat and this is the place where they need to come. Now this next step is 100% optional, as when you are doing Durga Puja, the sari that you wrap Durga in is going to essentially cover the entire bedi. So you do not have to do what we're doing. All that is required is that you put the dirt down and you put the design with the flower. But if you wanted to get a little more fancy and you wanted to make it look even more festive, you can go ahead and cover the bedi with colored rice, just as we are doing here. Now for this part, you can go ahead and cover the bedi with whatever design you want and with whatever colors that you want. All that is required again is you make sure that you put all the different lines with the flower, so this way you can represent all the different planetary deities and all of their directions. So as you guys can see, Auntie Chitra and I are just following the design that we already made, and we're just filling in all of the different spots with different colors of rice. So we're using some red, some blue, some yellow, some orange, purple, white, whatever colors you have on hand or whatever colors you were able to make by coloring your own rice, you can go ahead and put them down at this time. And again, like I said, if you did not want to follow the design you already put onto the bedi, you can make whatever design that you want. Now this is the final bedi with all of the different colors and the finishing touches that we put on it. Again, I just want to reiterate, putting all of this colored rice is totally optional. It just depends on what you have access to and what you are able to do and what you choose to do. So at this point, we are going to begin to lay things on top of the bedi, so this way we can show you what exactly you need to put on it for this Durga Pat. Now Shakti Sari and Spiritual makes it very easy for you to shop for all of your different puja sarjam and your puja materials. So basically what I have here is a Durga Puja pack that is sold by Shakti, and in the pack they have sindoor, haldi, chandan, cloves, elaichi, supari, red thread colored rice, attar perfume, honey, ghee, wicks, diyas, camphor, samagri, matches, agarbatti, dupe, gugul, small flags, the bamboos for the small flags, and a large yellow Durga flag. Now the next set of items that you're going to need are for Kal Bhairav. Basically you're going to need a murti or a supari to represent him, mustard oil, black till, a lime, a water and a dried coconut, a small red flag, a diya, and the same general puja items that I showed you before that come in this Durga Puja pack. Now Kal Bhairav is known as the protector of Durga Ma's puja, and he is also known as another form of Lord Shiva. This is who the 10th plate of Parsad is offered to. The next set of items that are needed are for the Navgraha Puja. Now in this pack that Shakti Sari and Spiritual sells, they have sindoor, haldi, chandan, cloves, elaichi, supari, red thread, 9 different grains, attar, honey, ghee, wicks, diyas, camphor, samagri, matches, agarbatti, dupe, gugul, cotton balls, small flags, the bamboo for the small flags, and 9 different medals. Now, while the different puja packs at Shakti Sari and Spiritual sells have most of the items needed for puja, we also needed some extra items. So we'd need Ganga Jal, white rice, sugar, extra supari, Durga Dar, which is very important because that mixture is used to throw over the coconuts when you're done chopping them. You'd need sugarcane juice, coconut water, milk, water, and dahi if you were doing the Shiva Lingam puja. And overall, you need 10 dry and 10 water coconuts for the actual Durga Puja to do your Balidan or your symbolic sacrifice with. Now, the reason why I'm not showing you guys the 10 coconuts in this video is because we did not have access to them. It was winter time in New York and it was very hard to find. But if we were doing a real Durga Puja, then of course we would need these coconuts. But of course, this was just a tutorial to share with you guys on how to set up the Bedi today. Now, Auntie Chitra and I have a very big tip for each and every one of you. When you're setting up the different sarjam or materials for this puja, you're going to want to go ahead and save yourself some time. So basically, when you raise the 9 little Nav Durga flags, as well as the little Kalbhairav flag, you're going to need a little piece of red thread made into a round, almost like a ring, and you're going to need one for each of the flags to put on top of. So we already cut and made them into the little circles, and we also have 10 different pieces of cloth corresponding to the color of the Navdurgas and Kalbhairav. And as you guys can see on the lower left of the tari, we also have the different color cloths representing the Navgrahas and 9 pieces of the red thread cut and made into little circles so we can put on the Navgraha flags when they are raised as well. This right here is going to save you time and make your puja go much more smoothly. Now, the next thing we're going to talk about are the flags that you raise for Durga Puja. Now, if you are doing a Durga Puja, usually people raise a yellow or a red flag for Durga. You also do a peach or a purple flag for Shiva, and if you're doing Hanuman Puja, you do a red. Now, there are other colors for different flags for different gods if you are doing their puja. So orange for Ganesh, pink for Lakshmi, white for Saraswati, white for Surya, white or blue for Krishna, yellow or white for Ganga, and red or black for Kali. Everybody does their puja different and everybody does different combinations. So just to let you know, Shakti has a wide array of different flags for each of the different gods and goddesses. Now, for this type of puja, you will be needing neem leaves, bael leaves, tulsi leaves, doob grass, mango leaves, madar flowers, and different assorted flowers for offerings. Now, I will also let you know that we like to use lotus flowers when doing the Durga Puja and putting those on the 10 plates with the different parsads because it looks really nice and that is what we are accustomed to offering. Now, I will also let you know that Shakti Sari and Spiritual sells a bunch of different leaves and exotic leaves. They have peepal leaves, rudraksha leaves. They also have soursop leaves, different types of grasses, and different flowers. So you can head on over there for any type of leaves that you need. Now, once you've set out all of your puja sarjam and you've washed all of your leaves and your flowers and set everything aside, it is time to start putting items onto the Bedi. So the one thing you're going to have to do before you just start placing items on the Bedi is to drape Mother Durga's sari. So usually whenever you do a Durga Pat, you need to put a sari around Durga, preferably a red or a yellow sari, but I know that different families, different traditions call for different colors, so use whatever color that you are accustomed to or that your pundit recommends. Now basically you're going to grab one end of the sari and you're going to begin to pleat it in between your fingers using a rotating motion, and then once you get to the blouse side, you're going to go ahead and you're going to tie the top with either a string or a rubber band, and that is just going to keep the top nice and tight so this way when you put it over the murti, it will not fall off. And once you finish pleating your sari, you're going to go ahead and lay it on the top of the Bedi. You want to make sure that you leave enough room on the top so this way you can place the Durga Murti in the middle, which you guys will see me do later, and so this way it has enough space to drape over her. As you guys can see, as we're putting it over the Bedi, Auntie Chitra is just neatening all of the different pleats, so this way it looks really nice on top of the Bedi. Remember, you just don't want to throw it on there, you want to make sure that it looks nice too. So just work with the pleats. Sometimes it does take a little while to mess with them and get the hang of it, but trust me, if you go ahead and move them around a little bit, you will have perfect results every time. So we've gone ahead and draped the sari over the Bedi, and as you guys can see, we've left enough room to go ahead and place the Durga Murti in the middle of it. Now you want to go ahead and take that top piece and just drape it on top of her head. Now, if you have the rubber band using it, you can go ahead and clip that rubber band on the top of her murti if you have a little space like mine does, and you can go ahead and clip it there so this way it stays. But all you're just gonna have to go ahead and do is keep on fidgeting a little bit with it and playing around with it, so this way the sari stays on top of her. Now, as you guys can see, we're also taking that blouse piece or that extra piece that's on it, and we're gonna use that as her dupatta or the headpiece for her. We're just gonna go ahead and drape it over her as you see we're doing here. Now, depending on how big or small your sari is, you might have to double it over her head twice. You guys are going to see that we have to do that because our sari was on the long side. After you set Durga properly on the baby and you set her on top of her sari, it is time to make the 10 shares of parsad. So you make 9 shares for each of Mother Durga's 9 forms, and you also make 1 extra share for Kal Bhairav. So basically, for a Durga path, we make lapsi and puri, sweet rice, parsad, and if you wanted to, if you were doing other pujas, you'd make pera for Shiva, you'd make rot for Hanuman, pandri for Krishna, and the list goes on and on. So basically in our puri here, we have 2 puris and we put some lapsi, some parsad, and some sweet rice or kheer. And then once you put that onto the tari, you're going to go ahead and stud it with 3 cloves. Now some people do this, some people don't do it, but we usually do stud it with the 3 cloves on top. Now once you finish doing that, you're going to start to lay all of your fruits and other offerings inside of the plate. Now we like to have at least 9 things in the plate to represent Mother Durga's 9 forms. So in the plate we have the nutmeg and we have the lime, which are part of the balidan that you'll do later when you chop the coconuts. And we're also adding in a banana, we're adding in an apple, an orange, and some grapes. And we have a whole bunch of different assorted fruits. You can use whatever you want when you're putting these plates together. And onto those plates, we're also going in with some raspberries, some blackberries, and we're also going to go in with some dried dates. Auntie them will use different types of dried fruits when they make these plates, just depending on what they can find and what's in season. And she's also going in with some pomegranate seeds, and we're going to put a pera on top. Now, after you make all of the 10 plates, you're going to go ahead and put a flower on each of them. As you guys can see, we are using lotus flowers. Shakti Sari and Spiritual always has fresh lotus flowers and amazing leaves, so make sure you check them out, and if you need a certain amount, just let them know and they can accommodate you. So we put 1 flower onto each plate along with all of the fruits and the offerings, and it is imperative that you also go on with either a strand of neem leaf or a couple of neem leaves, just depending on what you have access to at the moment. But all you're going to do is lay them around the Bedi, as you guys saw that we did there, and then we'll move them around later on as we put the other murtis on. But after you put the plates onto the Bedi, you're also going to go on top with your Khalsa. Now, Shakti Sari and Spiritual has these amazing hand-decorated Khalsas, and basically for this Durga Pat Puja, there's 2 different ways that people make their Khalsas. People either put a diya on top of the 5 mango leaves within the Khalsa, or they will put a coconut that is wrapped in red cloth. And the next step is to go ahead and place all of the different murtis of the gods that you're going to be worshipping onto their respective spots on the Bedi. So the first murti that we're putting down is the Kal Bhairav murti. Now, a lot of people, when they do their Durga Pat, they do not have a murti of Kal Bhairav. What they will use is a little supari or the betel nut, and that is what they use as a representation of him. We put him down there and he goes to the left of Durga, somewhere to the left, either in the front or towards the back, wherever you can fit him properly. Now, as you guys can see, Auntie Chitra is doing a little bit of shifting of those plates because we have some more murtis or statues to put down onto the Bedi. So we like to put the plates first and then just shift them around so we could fit the murtis around them. And once you finish shifting some of the plates around, you can go ahead and put your Shiva murti down. The Shiva murti always goes to the left as well when you are doing Durga Pat. Now, usually when you have a Jandi or if you have puja or anything like that, you'll have a tulsi plant in the back, just so this way you can have some of the leaves as the work is going on. So we have our tulsi plant, we just stuck it in the back there. And I also wanted to bring your attention to the bundle of neem leaves that is right next to Durga. Auntie Chitra and Chandra, when they do their Durga Pat, they always put a nice bundle of neem leaves next to her because it is her preferred leaf. The next murti that we're putting down is the Hanuman murti, and when you're doing Durga Pat, some people do a full-on Hanuman puja, some people just do an offering, but they still usually put his murti down. I also wanted to let you guys know that instead of using the statues or the murtis, you can also use their pictures. And some people, if they do not have some of the murtis, they will again use a supari or the betel nut and use that as a representation of them. The next set of murtis that we're putting on the Bedi are in the front left of the Bedi. The reason for them being in the front and on the left is because those are the first 3 pujas that you start off with when you start your entire Durga Puja or any other puja in general. So basically we're putting down Saraswati, you pray to her for knowledge throughout the entire puja. We put down Lakshmi, you pray to her for light and to guide you through that puja. And you also put down Ganesh, who is the remover of obstacles and the remover of any evil that may stand in your way. Now once you've gone ahead and set up your entire big Bedi and you've got everything on there already, the last things that you need to do is set up the 2 little Bedis for the Navgraha Puja or the planetary deities, as well as the Navdurga Puja or the 9 forms of Durga. So we usually use foil trays for this, and I see a lot of people using the foil trays. If you have access to make your own wooden structure and 2 smaller Bedis for this, then you can feel free to do that. But basically we're filling it about 3/4 of the way with dirt, and then we're going to go ahead and score the top into 9 equal sections. Before I actually start to put the grains on the Navgraha Bedi, I just wanted to show you guys who the Navgrahas are and what grain they correspond to. Now we're going to start in the upper left hand corner, and you're going to see that I inserted a compass just so you guys can see what direction you can go ahead and put them onto your foil tray with. But this, the way that you're looking at them right now, that is the way you should orient the foil tray to yourself, and then you can fill it in as needed. On the top left corner you have Bud, and then on the middle you have Shukra. On the right side you have Chandra, and then moving down from there you have Mangal, then you have Rahu, then you have Shani, who's on the bottom in the middle, then you have Ketu, who's on the bottom on the left, then going up one you have Guru, and in the middle you have Surya. So on the side here you're going to see the name of them corresponding to the grain that you would need, and again, as long as you follow the compass and you orient them the correct way onto your little Navgraha Bedi in the foil tray, you will be perfectly fine. So once you've gotten that Bedi filled with the dirt, you're going to go ahead and put the grains that correspond to each of the different grahas or the planetary deities on top of the soil. So we are not opening the packages today of the grains because this is a tutorial video today, so I do not want to waste all of these puja materials and put them on the actual dirt. I'm going to keep them closed and just show their corresponding spots on the Bedi. And these are the 9 forms of Durga that go on the Navdurga Bedi. Shailaputri, which is a red flag, Brahmacharini, which is a yellow flag, and you also have Chandraganta, which is a white flag, and you also have Kushmanda, which is a green flag. And again, some people use different colors, but this is what we use. You have Skandamata, which is a blue flag, and you also have Katyayani, which is a white flag, and you have Kalaratri, which is a black flag, and you have Mahagauri, which is a yellow flag, and then you have Siddhidatri, which is a red flag. Now we're going to set up the Bedi where the 9 different flags for the 9 different Durgas are going to sit. So on top of that soil that we already filled up, just like how we did the other Bedis, we're going to go on with the corresponding colors of rice. And here it is, our finished Durga Pat Bedi from start to finish. This is how it should look in the end. The only thing that is missing here is the coconuts that would be used for the Balidan. And as I said before in the beginning of the video, you need 10 dried coconuts and you also need 10 water coconuts. And those would be lined up in the front of the Bedi. I'll insert a picture right here so you can see what that looks like when Auntie them usually do their Durga Pat Puja. And you're also going to see that next to each of those 10 plates of Parsad, I also put a lota next to each. Some people, when they do Durga Pat, they will put the dar and separate it between the 10 lotas, and every time they chop one of the coconuts, they'll pour it on each coconut. When we do our Durga Pat Puja, we don't do it that way, we just pour one set of dar, but if this is the way that you do it, this is the way you can set up the lotas. So this is how it should look, and I really hope you guys enjoyed this video today, and hope you got something new and learned something new from it. All I ask is that everybody stays respectful in the comments down below. Remember, everybody has their own beliefs, everybody has their own way of doing things, so please be kind, please be respectful. If this is not for you, then please go ahead and click out of the video and go to another channel. But I hope you guys did enjoy. So if you guys enjoyed this video today and you learned something new, please don't forget to give this video a nice big thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you're not subscribed yet, and make sure you're clicking that little bell notification icon right next to the subscribe button, so this way you'll be notified anytime I post one of my newest videos.
And please leave a comment and let us know how we did.
All right, we'll see you guys again very soon. Bye, everyone.